from when I was putting out my first EP, I always had someone being like, come to Brazil. And I was like, how do you know me? I know the internet is there, but this at that point especially, I was quite niche. Like, definitely not many people knew me at all. So I feel like the Brazilian darlings are going to want to prove to me that they're the best. I think they're going to make sure they're triple as loud as any other show I've done. So I'm excited. I think getting off stage, it felt very surreal. I felt very grateful that Sabrina gave me her platform in order to share my music, and I think it did numbers on the songs, streaming, social media numbers, all these things, and it can be really hard touring. So getting off stage after getting such a reaction and everyone listening and being super respectful was quite surreal. And yeah, it made me feel really good. She's very sweet. She's incredibly sweet. I don't know how she does it. Her schedule must be crazy. And I think, especially doing shows of that size, there must be some degree of pressure. But she didn't look like she was crumbling under the pressure at all. She just is so friendly. Her dancers were so friendly. At the end, we all saw each other and it was just very sweet to see that we'd all achieved such an incredible thing together. I mean, I was kind of like, how are you keeping up with the fitness and performing at the same time? She said that she did some Pilates and general working out, but I guess I didn't really ask her too many questions about work stuff. I guess because we were so in the world, the short and sweet world, and there were so many experiences happening every single day. I was just more like, thank you so much for all of that you've done. And I gave her a letter and stuff like that. So yeah, she's seeing her on stage and her professionalism, and even I would have never been able to tell if she was having a bad day because she was constantly, so nice to everyone else. So that's something I learned from her. Favorite moments? Oh, it's hard because they were all so amazing in such different ways. Like, I know America is one country and I did do Canada as well, but every single state is so different. It's almost like traveling to a new country every single day and seeing the energy and the people. One of my favorites was Salt Lake City. I think from the people, the crowd, the energy, that was amazing. I did 2 nights in LA and Adele came to one, so that was a highlight show.
That's awesome.
That was really cool. And then New York, I just found it so funny because we played New York at the top of the show, which like remixed into the Jay-Z and Alicia Keys New York, and the crowd were buzzing. And I was wondering if they would like it, and they loved it. So yeah. I have been resting profusely. I've been resting loads. I'm moving house. So on tour, on the American tour, I was a little bit stressed out because I didn't know where I was going to live when I came back, but I managed to find that and I'm moving on Saturday. Yeah, it's just kind of a lot of life admin because I've spent the first 6 months of the year basically not being at home, which is the most I've ever been away from home before. Hanging out with my boyfriend. I hadn't seen him for ages, so I literally hang out with him every day as much as I can. So just kind of getting back in touch with the world so I can be re-inspired to write the next project. What a devastating turn of events was quite traumatic, and Little House was the opposite. I think obviously it's my first album and I put lots of different things that I'd gone through over maybe the span of 5 years of my life, which is quite a big transition because it's from like my late teens to early 20s, which I think so much happens in that space of time, more drastically than it's happened maybe in the last 5 years of my life. And I think it was a bit of like a journal / trauma dump / healing for the first project. But the next project was interesting because I've never wrote music from a positive place before, or generally, I think maybe a couple of songs out of the hundreds that I have. And I just wanted to try and write a nice song about something good because I think my life mentally was in the best that I'd ever been because I've consistently tried super hard to work on my mental health. So I just wrote a bunch of songs about my boyfriend, and I was like, if they're corny, they're corny. If people like them, sure. If people think they're lame, sure. But at least I'm trying something, and I think it worked out quite well. It's interesting because I haven't started the next writing process, and before meeting Isaac about a year and a half ago, I was kind of generally always on the cusp of being heartbroken because I was dealing with quite stupid men. Um, my own choices, but probably it was more to do with what I was going through internally from my decision making. So I think it's easier, I think it's more natural for me to write from a sadder place, but I think the EP showed that I can write from a negative, from a positive place. But I think the next phase is going to be interesting because as much as I'm mentally in a positive place, I still have a lot of negative things I need to write about, but I'm not living in them anymore. So it's going to be interesting to see how much I can tap into that without re-traumatizing myself or triggering myself too much and not undoing the work that I've done for my mental health. My favorite song from Little House is Indigo, closely paired with 2342. Those two are my favorites for sure. And then from What a Devastating Turn of Events, I feel like it changes all the time. I feel like recently I've been listening to My Blood a lot, and I think My Blood deserves a bit more of a moment because I think I wrote it from a very meaningful place, and I do love the song. It was just an Instagram DM, but she had come to see my show at Cross the Tracks Festival. Her friends dragged her to my show and she listened to me then. So when she followed me, I wasn't surprised, but I was surprised at the same time because I was like, whoa. But then I was like, okay, this makes sense. And then she sent me a DM and my manager was like, why don't you ask her to be in the video? And I was like, well, I've not actually responded yet. So maybe I should, it's a bit odd to just ask someone that. I'm glad that he told me to because she just was like, yeah, sure. And she was so up for it. And then we hung out and she's so fun. We were with her friend Olive as well for one of the times that we went out. And the pair of them are like the loveliest people. Theo as well, one of Florence's best friends. Just a set of people who are some of the loveliest people I've ever met. And yeah, I miss her. She's my queen. But I drop a random message every now and then. And she'll do. So yeah. Well, it happened before he blew up. And I'd actually not heard much about Sombr before then. But all I ever asked was like, I kind of want a remix. And there was like feelers out of who could do it and who would add to the song what I wanted to be added to the song. And then I heard Sombr's verse and I think the perspective that he wrote from was really smart. He obviously has an amazing voice and incredibly easy to work with as well. I haven't met him in person, but on like a emailing sort of scale, very easy to work with. Got it down, recorded all the parts. He was just really amazing and has always been super supportive. And then I started getting into his stuff and me and my managers love him. And then now he's blown up and I'm like, well, he is really sick. So yeah, that's how that happened. And yeah, it was amazing. I'm glad that I discovered him in that way. What's crazy is you've asked me that and I can think of maybe loads and I feel quite lucky thinking about it because I feel like something happens and then I kind of exceed the next thing, which is a really privileged position to be in. I think a pinch me moment was being nominated for 2 Brit Awards because I went to Brit school and I never thought I could be nominated. So to be nominated for 2 was really surreal, and I remember crying for about 4 hours because I mean it was low-key kind of traumatic. I was like, I couldn't believe it. And going to the award show and meeting everyone, and yeah, it was just, that is a pinch me moment that I think I'll cherish for the rest of my life. Yes. I'm expecting big vibes. Like when I went to the USA, I didn't really know what to expect, but I was like, I know Brits are a bit more tame in one way of a thing, and Americans are like, yeah. And then I got to America and they exceeded my expectations in the best way possible. But then I'm like, Brazil. Well, I mean, one of my managers is half Brazilian, so she's always going to Brazil and I see it and all this other stuff. But my Brazilian darlings have consistently been under all of my posts, like Linda, there's that, like just constantly super supportive. And I feel like because I have never gone there before and it's my first show and I'm only doing one, I think it's going to be a little bit crazy. I'm already anticipating the crazy in like the best way possible. I can imagine like the jumping, the singing, the screaming, and I feel like the Brazilian darlings are going to want to prove to me that they're the best. And I think that they want me to come back. I think they want me to come back. I think they're going to make sure they're triple as loud as any other show I've done. So I'm excited. I don't know because I'm kind of 50-50 when it's getting off stage because usually I just look and I'm like, am I going to be able to get back on stage is like my main thing. But I think I'm going to keep it as the standard show because obviously to me it's like I do it all the time, but then I have to remember that it's other people's first time seeing that show. And I think the show is in a very strong place and I know what I'm doing and the band know what they're doing. So I think I'm going to keep it the same. I need to see how high the stage is because, yeah, there's been times where I've jumped off and then I look and then I'm like, this is going to be interesting to get back up on stage. So yeah. I actually haven't. And I should probably ask them because I've actually not. I just hear that it's crazy, but I'm like, what does crazy mean? Because does crazy like shouting, singing, screaming? But then it's like I always notice that when really big artists go to Brazil, it's always like the biggest crowd you've ever seen. I know Louis Tomlinson's Brazilian fan base is insane. I think that's one of the first places where, because I did his tour in Europe, and at that tour there were so many Brazilians, and of all the tours that I've done, I've never seen anything like it. So I was just like, wow, these fans are like flying over here to support him here. So they must be super loyal fans, really loving. And yeah, I think I'm just, I don't know. I don't know what to expect, but I'm super excited for it. I think it's been going since about 2018. It's been like from when I was putting out my first EP. I always had someone being like, come to Brazil. And I was like, how do you know me? Like, there are some fans, I think, from about 2018, 2019, who used to always DM me. And I was like, well, how are you not seeing this? I know the internet is there, but this at that point, especially, I was quite niche. Like, definitely not many people knew me at all. So yeah, I've always had Brazilian supporters, even when I was doing like 200 capacity venues in the UK. Incredibly tasty. I loved them. I was going to do a live, but I forgot to do the live. I think the tour was a bit too chaotic, so I was just eating them up. They're very tasty. It was terrible timing because on tour I try and eat very healthy, and then I got a bag of snacks. I low-key have a bit of a sweet tooth, so it was terrible timing for me, but I was very appreciative of it because it felt like halfway through the American tour, it felt like Brazilian fans that would just keep popping up. Like it would be like one, then would be like a couple, and then suddenly they'll be like Brazil ? And this, and that's why I started like wearing the flag and posting all these things, because I was like, let's manifest this happening, because you know, if you don't ask, you don't get, you never know. I don't know. I want to do a holiday there, but I don't know. Everyone is like, go to Rio, go here, go there. And I'm like, no, I'm going to start off in São Paulo. And then next time I come, I go to Rio. Next time I come, I go, you know what I mean? And but I don't really know. And I feel like nearer to the time, I'm going to start being like, guys, what should I do? Because it's like, I don't know if I want to do like the touristy things, but I should do the touristy things just for the sake of doing them and seeing the history. But then I'm like, how do I get involved with the locals? I love doing stuff that the locals like to do and going to like, you know, home recommendations and stuff like that. I like to try and do those sorts of things when I go away.
Yeah, you should ask the fans to send you recommendations.
Yeah, I'm going to do that nearer to the time, I think. Linda. That's all I know. But I know that nearer to the time, I'm going to start learning small bits because I like to at least be able to say hi, bye, thank you, and excuse me. Those are 4 basics. And also, I can't speak much Portuguese. I need to learn whatever that is so that I can at least start getting the small bits that I can. Because I've done that in France a lot, to the point where now I go to France and I can kind of understand what's going on. I can say kind of enough to get by. So I think I just need to immerse myself in that way.
Can I teach you how to say I love my Brazilian fans?
Yes.
It's eu amo.
Say that one more time.
Eu amo.
Eu amo.
Meus fãs.
Meus fãs.
Brasileiros.
Brasileiros. What's the first phrase you said?
Oh, eu amo.
Eu amo.
Meus fãs brasileiros.
Elmo. Oh God, I'm gonna embarrass myself. I'm gonna practice this at home. I'll come back better for the next time. I'm absolutely ruining
Portuguese is already really good.
Oh, thank you. I'm trying my best. I guess it's more like the accent and making sure you get the accents in like the right places is the main thing. I think it kind of means everything. I always try and think of ways that I can serve the fans. I always think about how to serve the fans first. Because, I have had the privilege of growing up in London, and basically every musician comes to London. And even when I've gone on tours, I haven't thought about all the other smaller places where I'll be DMing someone from a very small place and thinking, they have to travel so far to make shows. And as much as it's financial strain for the artist, it's when you can find a way to make it work, how do you make it work? It's like, are you going to do a brand deal? Are you going to try and do extra merch? Are you going to, we've tried so many ways to try and make sure it can at least break even. But it's also not about the finances, it's more about the experience of being able to meet people from across the planet. And also, I think I will feel grateful to be able to thank the Brazilian fans who are there. I know they're not all going to be there, but who are there in person for their support, because without their support, I wouldn't have even been able to do all the other things anyway. It's like even one stream, that's a contribution from so many people from around the world. And because of that, it's managed to even make me be able to do so many tours. So to be able to find slots where I can make things like that work, because obviously I was coming to America anyways, for festivals, and realizing, we can go to Brazil. How do we make this work? How do we serve the fans? Even though it's super expensive, I think it's more the experience of being able to take the opportunity when we can. And I'm glad that we took it when we can. And, I'm grateful the promoters who reached out made it work, because they made it work very quickly. Not a lot of notice or idea of what to do or anything like that, and I was incredibly shocked at how fast they made it work, and I was quite grateful for it. So yeah. Go to Brazil. My biggest dream right now is to be able to make a difference, I think. When I first started in the industry, I was like, I want to be popular, I want to stream loads. I almost, even low-key could say I wanted to be popular and famous, all these things. But then when you start getting more popular, and especially as someone who's a very emotional writer, and I'm kind of not in that rat race to try and be huge, I think I've started realizing what is it really about, the gigs and the feelings and the emotions and the friends I've been able to make through my job, but also the people I've been able to connect with through this thing which I can call my job. I'm grateful for. So I guess it's being a dream of mine is being able to, I guess, do this for the rest of my life and travel around and see so many people in different regions. I haven't gone to Australia, haven't gone to Asia. There's so many places where I'm like, the fact I can even imagine those things is really beautiful. So yeah, I guess my dream is to be able to do this and also still be close. I want to be as close as possible to the fans for as long as possible, because I don't want to where I'm a bit disconnected. I like writing letters, I like giving everyone a hug in person, I like chatting to people, and I feel like I'm in a really nice place right now where I can still be connected with everyone. Hello Brazil, I'm gonna be with you guys in October and I can't wait to see you guys. Make sure you've got lots of hair clips and sparkles and great energy and great vibes, and I want to say thank you for being so lovely and essentially inviting me over and giving me the encouragement to feel brave enough to come and do my own show, and thank you for not disappointing and selling it out. So I love you guys and I can't wait to see you all.